got her from a wonderful rescue place. It's called Wagmor. I'll tell you more about that in a minute because everyone should go to Wagmor, W-A-G-M-O-R, no E.
After Ellen DeGeneres made that announcement on her show in 2019, the Wagmor Pets dog rescue became a favorite of Hollywood celebrities. But were those dogs really rescues? LA Times' David Wharton investigated the question for nearly a year and joined us with more. David, wow, this really took you down some roads you didn't know you were going on, right?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Well, we all know that our shelters are overcrowded, and many, if not most people, would prefer to adopt a dog rather than purchase one. And once Ellen DeGeneres championed this woman and her foundation, other celebrities followed suit. Who is this woman?
You know, her name is Melissa Bacelar, and she came to LA about 20 years ago to be an actress in horror films. Zombie, Ed, Pink Eye, probably movies you might not have seen. But she came across a dog in her neighborhood that needed to be rehomed, and it got her into this rescue idea.
Hey, Wagmor family, we are here to introduce you to some of the amazing dogs that are here right now that need homes.
And then sometime around 2013, she was actually going to open a gelato shop. She rented a location on Ventura Boulevard in Studio City, but when that didn't pan out, she turned it into a rescue. And the rent was really expensive for a rescue, which, you know, they don't make a lot of money usually. But the location was great because celebrities like Miley Cyrus the very first day kind of wandered in, and that's how word got around the Hollywood crowd, and that's how Ellen DeGeneres ended up there.
Yeah, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson adopted one of her dogs, and so did Jennifer Aniston. Before long, she's got a big business.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of these groups that are out there, they're trying to adopt maybe 100 dogs a year if they're lucky. Probably not near that. She's doing more than 1,000 a year. And, you know, she's charging as much as $1,500 or more, which is more than triple the usual price. She's generating, according to her most recent tax documents, $600,000 a year in revenue, which is just sort of unheard of for a private rescue group.
One of the reasons she became so popular is she could get those types of dogs that people were requesting, like doodles, hypoallergenic, cute and fluffy, right? I mean, she said she got one litter, and Kris Jenner took one, and other celebrities took two others. But then there were questions raised about how was she getting those dogs?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, she also had the sort of assortment of mutts, but there was always this ready supply of puppies and purebreds and the kind of dogs that don't usually show up at shelters or get abandoned on the street.
This gorgeous boy right here is our little Labradoodle Fury.
And so other rescue groups around Southern California really took note of this, and they started to suspect that Bacelar was secretly buying dogs from breeders and from auctions, then advertising them as rescues, charging these really high fees to, in effect, flip them for profit.
A former employee said that's what happened.
Yeah, especially after Wagmor got really popular. I mean, there are people lining up out the door to try to get dogs from there because they see it on TV. And so employees told me that at a certain point, Bacelar instructed them to start scouring Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and start looking for desirable dogs and puppies to buy from backyard breeders or people who had accidental litters. Now, you know, Bacelar denies that she's ever done anything wrong. We got to make that clear. But as these stories kind of got out there, the rescue community in Southern California got really angry.
There was a lawsuit filed against her.
She's had a number of lawsuits. She says more than a half dozen. They have to do with people feeling like those dogs were misrepresented. Because people, you know, if they go to adopt a dog, they want to adopt a dog in need. And they feel like they were misled. There are other allegations about not providing enough veterinary care so that dogs got sick right after they were adopted, and some other things. But the sort of main ethical point has been, like, were these dogs really rescues?
You exposed in this piece a world I didn't know existed, dog auctions.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, this is really big business. And this is one of the things that, like, sort of advocates, animal advocates are worried about, because there's a lot of money involved here. So if you go to the Midwest, there are these huge auctions where the breeders go to sort of, you know, sell their inventory, and they parade these dogs like an auto auction where they just come through and people can buy them. And we found an attorney in Missouri who, a very well-intentioned woman, who has made it her mission to buy dogs from these auctions using donations, because she wants to remove them from an industry that can overbreed females or sometimes kill unsold dogs. And then she turns them over to a local rescue, and it turns out, we found out through veterinary records and other things, that this rescue was distributing these dogs to Wagmor and other groups, and that's how, quote-unquote, breeder dogs ended up there.
I want to say she is being sued. She's countersuing for defamation, says she's done nothing wrong. And your piece and the people you spoke to say this all sheds a light on how woefully underregulated the rescue business is in California. There need to be rules of the road.
Yeah, I mean, this is a state that euthanized 27,000 dogs in shelters last year. So counties and cities need the help of these private rescue groups. But they can sort of pop up and just start collecting dogs off the street or taking them from shelters and post photos online and begin adopting. So there's no licensing, there's no registration. Advocates point to Colorado, where rescue groups have to go through training. They have to obtain a license. And so the idea is that you want a set of rules that best addresses the overpopulation crisis. And you want the kind of transparency and record keeping so that when someone goes to adopt a dog and they want to help a dog in need, they know exactly where it came from.
David Wharton, I encourage people, if they are subscribers, to go to the website and read the full story because it is fascinating. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.